One second, buddy.
There we go. I can hear you now.
Okay.
Let's do this shit. All right. So I
Okay.
got some like talking points and shit. Very few things that I have written down. We'll just kind of freestyle and kind of improvise on this. But let me do my sit down, relax.
Yep. Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
So let me do my thing here. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Double Dragon Gaming. I got my good buddy here, Chris, with me on the show. Chris is an arcade 1-up expert. He probably knows more than me and you and the motherfuckers that build these things, because he's a know-it-all, you know. So we're gonna be talking about arcade 1-ups, and I'm gonna continue riding this train of success with arcade 1-ups as long as I can. So he's got his arcade 1-up there behind him, as you can see. Man, why are you using your phone?
Yeah. I'm not really Discord savvy.
It's all good. So he's using his phone to do this, but it works just the same. So who's back there playing? Is that
Nora's playing right now.
Nora's playing on it? Look at it. It looks really nice, doesn't it? I think it looks pretty cool. Mine's better, of course, but
Christ. I just got these walkies for my job, so all these kids are walking around with walkie-talkies, being annoying.
That's fun. You remember how much fun walkie-talkies were when you were a kid, right? I used to love
That's right.
that. So I got some
Say hi, Dave.
Hello. Hey, how's it going, Nora?
You can play, honey.
What are you playing back there? What is she playing?
Metal Slug. She needs help.
Metal Slug. Oh yeah.
Pass here.
Listen, you have to do your best. This is what it's all about, the struggle.
I never really played Metal Slug, so I can't offer any help there.
It's like Contra on steroids.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so we're gonna start off with a few of the talking points I have written up here. So you've seen my video, and you've seen.
Fucking amazing.
You like that one?
It's amazing.
You saw the response to those other guys.
Yeah, nothing better than the original though. But yeah, I definitely saw that.
All right, so I got a bunch of comments on some of those videos, and here's the first one. So there seems to be a lot of toxicity and negativity surrounding, arcade 1-up cabinets online. What do you think about the arcade 1-up brand, Chris?
I think that you got to look at the audience for arcade 1-up. No one's gonna want to, or the people who are buying it can't afford $3,000 for an arcade machine.
Right.
So there are purists out there who have to have either the real thing, and maybe they're retired or they have the money for it. For people like us growing up, just having the unit, just something that it's a conversation piece. It's something that brings you back to a particular time. Like that's where the value is.
Right.
And at the price point between $300 and $500, it hits all the marks.
Yeah, that was one of the comments that I got was, what do people expect for $200-$300? And I think that really nails it, because they're cheap, they're not very expensive, and what do you really expect you're gonna get for that kind of money?
Yeah,
So,
definitely. It's and you know what it is? They're a lot smaller, right? Our homes aren't bowling alleys. You know what I'm trying to say? Our homes are, again, a little place in our rooms, a little quiet place. Like, we're not really collectors. Maybe some of us are, but we're trying to put these units where they fit, where it makes sense. And for the size, for the design, it fits. It looks pleasing. It doesn't look cheap. Once you start kicking it and banging on it, yeah, you're gonna see like dents and dings. It's really something you have to take care of.
Yeah.
If you care about, that nostalgia, if you care about spending like $300, $400, $500 on something, you're gonna take care of it. And you're gonna make it last for a long time.
Right. That's what I do with all my stuff, man. I take as good care of it as I possibly can. But they are fragile, and you got to be delicate with them. But I mean, they could take some abuse, but you're 100% right.
He uses this thing more than me, and it's holding up pretty well.
Yeah. I actually wrote some of the drawbacks can be advantages, like the size and height of the cab, like you said. But they're easy targets for criticism, because they're inexpensive and nothing on them is high quality. So they're really, they're really easy to mock and make fun of. But I think mine's really cool, and I think yours is really awesome. And I think once you mod them, they can become real cabinets that way.
What I think everyone needs to understand is the games that we're playing are 20, 30, 40 years old, and we play them on our computers. We play them when they first came out. So how many times are you going to play that same old game? You're almost like putting it on a pedestal. Like the arcade 1-up machine is a pedestal, and it's like the presentation of everything all included. Like that's what it's all about. That's what we're really doing with this. You know what I'm trying to say? So Ghouls and Ghosts. Yeah, it's a fun game, but on your computer, like it's special here. It's special on the arcade 1-up machine. And you really feel it when you're playing it.
Yeah. One of the things that they said when I was trying to highlight some of the games I was playing on my cabinet is he's playing fucking Contra on the NES. Yeah, absolutely, man. Like if I'm from now on, if I play these retro games, that's how I want to play them, because I just feel like, you feel like you're at the arcade, or it just feels different. And that's what I'm really trying to, after you've played these games so many times, like I have, you want to play them in a different way, and it kind of makes it feel just a little bit different, so you can get some more enjoyment out of them.
It's night and day. Remember sitting on the floor or on a chair using the Nintendo controller? It's different than using an arcade stick. It's something that you have to get used to. Some games are easier. Sitting here like slamming it versus like pressing with your thumb. Your thumb can only go so fast. You can beat like a drum on these buttons, and you're gonna get it's going to be completely different night and day. And the joystick is the same thing, using your whole hand, not just your thumb. So you're really getting into the motions, and you really feel like you're in an arcade, but you're in your own personal space.
Right. What about the wheels? They don't make the cabinet roll, right? You don't have any issue with that?
So I have hardwood floors. So I got a carpet there, but if you can see the hardwood floors, and I got my casters on, and it does not budge unless I want it to. So I don't know what they were saying about that. These things aren't light. They got a little bit of weight to them, and it's not gonna budge.
Mine is heavy as fuck, dude. I mean, like, it's heavy. I don't know what they're talking
about. You got
about.
the rubber wheels. I got the harder, like smaller wheels.
I
so
bought like these like shopping cart size red ones, and I was like, man, this is gonna actually make this thing too tall. So then
they're the size of the shield on your chest. That's how big.
Yeah, they're huge, dude. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I didn't send them back, but then I found, because I moved in with my girlfriend, and her her ex left some things behind, and he actually left some of these rollers, these casters or whatever. So I use those. Yeah. I'm like, all right. So they're not as big. They were like somewhere in the middle between what you have, which are very small, and the ones that I bought, which are huge. So they're like medium size, but they work. They work pretty good when I need to move it around. Like you can't see it, but maybe if I blow me up a little bit, you can see it. I added a microphone. How do I do this? There's a mic right there. So I just added a mic, so I had to pull the thing out again and open the thing up in the back and go through and wire shit up or whatever. It's nice and easy. It's easy to do it that way with rollers on it.
Yep. And you know what's funny?
Go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off. When you're making these videos, a lot of people, I guess, would want to put themselves in your shoes, and they would say, well, that wouldn't work for me, not realizing that you're doing what's working for you. So one of the beauty of having these things, or something that's yours, you're going to cater it to your play style. Some guy was saying, oh, you got wires hanging off the bed. You probably don't always. I know you're like as neat as F. Like you're like a perfectionist. So you're just making the video, or for whatever reason, people think that's how things normally are, and it isn't. And you have to, I guess, explain that or ignore it, or do the best you can to respond to what people are saying.
Yeah, well, I try to give people as much information as I can so that they understand like what's really going on here and why I do the things I do and the way I do them. But my project I think came out pretty good. I mean, you remember as I was doing it, I'd be texting you like, what the hell is going on with this or that? Why is this happening? And you were trying to help me as best you could.
It's like everyone's journey is their own, and my heart was like bleeding for you when you were telling me all these things, and you're afraid you're gonna ruin something forever. But once you get past these little hurdles, you get like more confidence. Like you went out and bought all these tools. You're like, what the fuck is this? And now you know the bits. Now you know like what kind of materials you're using. And like for me, as soon as I became a homeowner, I'm fixing all sorts of shit, fridges, boilers, you name it. So this, is like second nature for me. But as you do these projects, it's going to get easier and easier. And I know one of the guys was like, yeah, project, like who wants to do that? is a certain group of people who want to do certain groups of things. They're the purists who want to spend $3,000 on something, and there's people who want to, step their foot into something maybe smaller, maybe get something bigger, or maybe you're happy with what they have.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Excellent.
So
Keep fucking this up. I'm trying to get you, like, when you're talking, have you show up and like have me. Like, it's hard to like facilitate this, but I think I'm doing okay.
You do a side by side like a versus screen where you have two in the
Yeah,
same
that's what
screen.
I'm doing right now. But it took me like up until this point to realize to do it that way. Like now I've got it right. Now I've got it looking the way it should have looked this whole time. But whatever. This is I'm not great at this shit. All right, so. At the end of the day, they are toys, but like I said, with modding, they can be real cabinets. You can get a lot more out of them when you mod them. So tell me about your experience with modding your A1up cabinet. Why did you do it, and was it worth it? Did you have any problems along the way, and are you using it much now?
So I believe last year before Christmas, I bought the mini arcade 1up, the X-Men, Marvel versus X-Men or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I bought it. I thought it was like a cute little thing to add to my little gaming setup. And the second I got it, man, I was like, I wish this thing was bigger.
Oh, I remember this thing you're talking about. Yeah, the desktop version, the bar top one.
Yes. And I made my own cabinet just for it to sit at like a standable level because I didn't want to sit and do it. Like that defeated the whole purpose. Like it was cool, but again, like I can do the same thing on my computer. I can sit and play the same games on my computer. So I was like, you know what? I really want a standing version of the arcade 1up. And I spent months searching for the right price, the right unit. I went through Facebook Marketplace, and several times I was going to buy one from Facebook Marketplace. And they're all scratched up and dinged up. And if you can spend like $200 on something that's used, you don't know what's going to go. You want to buy something new. That way, if it breaks, you can get your manufacturer's warranty or whatever. So I was saving up to buy mine. And when you bought yours, that was the fuel that kind of lit under me. Like, okay, I gotta hurry up because this guy's gonna rub it in my face.
I was. Right that's right. I got mine first. It was my idea. I was the one that was like, I'm gonna start modding this. Yeah.
So if
you stole my idea, man. Come on.
If I do recall, the bar top one that I did purchase, I did do the soft mod on that.
Yes.
And I was everything. It is really funny, like putting every system onto these little units, and it's like you realize you come into an issue. The unit is only but so powerful. So trying to play a Sega Saturn game on a bar stop unit is not going to work. And that's one of the other reasons why I wanted to get the bigger unit, because I couldn't hard mod the smaller one.
Right.
So these big ones, you can put whatever kind of machine you want, whatever quality you want. You can have a $300 arcade 1up with a $3,000 PC engine inside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. And that beats the brakes off of any purist arcade machine that you can get out there that runs on JAMA and can only play one game or whatever. Mm-hmm. You can watch movies on this. You can hook up a DVD player to this. Like it's a computer, and depending on your peripherals, like I know we were shopping for keyboards. So I got this little mini keyboard. It does everything that a full one would do. It's almost like texting with like a BlackBerry, and it's perfectly functional.
You're very proud of that thing when you got it.
Oh my god. It's like a laser pointer. It does everything I want.
Laser pointer. Show up the cabinet again. Just show the cabinet one more time so they can see it.
All right, I'll try to do this. I'm not really. He's my guy. So this was the big blue. I did change this over here because I really hate the. What is this? Like this notebook fuzzy television quality. I'm going to replace all these with current Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, or 6 characters. I changed the marquee over here.
Yep.
And what I'm going to do is get one of those programmable LED marquees that you can program with, like, were you doing a Hadouken or whatever. I priced one of those things for $400. So that's going to be in a couple of months. $400. And the only reason why I haven't pulled the trigger on it is I can either put one here or here, but it's too big. So I'm going to have to cut the LEDs off, and I don't really want to do that. I don't want to butcher something that I just got just to fit this particular size or whatever. But that's what I'm working on right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like yours in certain ways. Like it's just more like open, I guess.
Right,
It seems like it's taller, but I was looking at that like, which one should I get? But because it didn't have all the graphics and shit on the side, I just like the artwork.
You know what? It's a mood because I like the fact that it isn't cluttered with everything. But sometimes I look at it, it's like it's so fucking boring. Like I wanted to put a coin door on it, and I'll
Oh
screw
God.
up the face of it if I do that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
So I don't know. You gotta pick and choose your battles.
What
Really.
about the experience with modding it though? Did you have too many issues, or it was pretty straightforward for you? I mean, you had all the tools and shit. You got a whole garage full of stuff, so it was pretty much easier. Well, a lot easier for you than for me.
My mind was set on modding many months ago when I got the bar top one, and I was researching hard mods, soft mods. My mind was already made up, and I said, you know what, this thing only cost me, I think it was like under 250 or 125 or something. So if I destroy it, whatever, I'll get another one. And I did my research on that one. Thankfully, I didn't destroy it, so I had some idea of what to do. And then I think the hardest thing for me was taking an X-Acto knife and cutting the wires where the buttons were and rewiring the buttons. Like that was like in my mind, oh, this is going to be a struggle, but it wasn't. Like once I followed the order, it all kind of made sense. That was the scariest thing for me, honestly.
Yeah, there was a few things with this project that was like kind of scary for me to do. And the first one being obviously getting picture to the monitor and pulling off the motherboard and hooking all that up. But I was more concerned with drilling the holes because I didn't want to drill them too large, and then like wiring all the buttons up and then having them work correctly when you try to actually go and play something. So
yeah,
there was a few things about this project that I was like, man, I don't. I'm gonna do it, but I expect some issues. And you had actually warned me about the joysticks, and that if you put them in the wrong way, like up is down and down is up. So I made sure to talk to you first and get you sent me a picture or something so I could figure out which way to install them, because they don't have any indication as to which is the right way to put them in.
And that happened to me. And I think one of the videos you were watching was like a lot of these people don't tell you all the problems that they got into. And for me it wasn't really a problem. It was, how do I figure this out? And the journey of figuring things out, you might have a lot of issues or a little issues, but when you're going through them, it doesn't seem like a chore. It's just you're going through the motions of it. It's like reading a book. You don't know that you read 30 pages, but you read 30 pages. You know what I'm trying to say? So the whole process for me took maybe 3 days.
It
and
seemed like it was longer than 3 days. I could...
3 days, 3 days to know that it would work, because I didn't have to reorder parts. Everything that I ordered for my kit was functioning. Maybe the stand or the wheels weren't on, but like I knew that when I turned the game on, it would work. It's just putting things back together.
Yeah.
Even the LED lights, I bought LED lights just like you did, but I put that shit on the inside because when I turned it around, I wanted to see what I was doing. Behind the monitor, because it was dark back there.
Yeah. I've got really good lighting down here, so I didn't need to have like a light inside to see what I was doing. Like, I had no issue with that. And I wanted my marquee to use, because I think some of the older model arcade 1-ups, like the marquee doesn't light up very good, but with these newer ones, they've got to have 4 individual bulbs in there, and it lights it up nice. So then I had to like get something to because it's got its own cable, and I had to get like these little adapter things so that I could run power it that way.
What didn't work for me? The original LED lights. When I hooked everything back up, it just stopped working. I'm like, what the heck? So I used the LEDs, ran it right to my USB, and that's what I'm lighting with that. So it's like there's alternate ways for everything. Alternate solutions for everything, really.
Right.
So.
Well, it took me 3 weeks to do it, but I did get it done. So.
Well, you had to wait for shipping, and
I had to wait for that fucking monitor to come. I had to go out and buy tools. I'm at Home Depot. Like, what do you think about this Dremel saw? I'm sending you pictures. Like, you think this is gonna cut that piece of particle board? And then I had cut the line for the particle board, and it was almost straight. And what I did was I sanded it down enough to where it was like a really solid line, you know,
Right.
all janky and shit. But I almost got it perfect, but it was
Now,
tricky.
if you take away the time it took for you to mail things out or wait for things to be delivered or going to shop for certain things, the time that it took you to build it, maybe a couple of days.
I'd
You know what I'm
say
trying to say? You're
probably,
doing a lot more
yeah,
waiting than anything.
right, true. It was probably a grand total of 3 to 5 days of actual like tinkering and figuring shit out and cutting wood and drilling holes and all that shit. But
Yeah.
you know. What else do I have here? So, what do you think about the Rexer and how do you say that guy's name? It's Kevgret. Kev. How do you say that name?
Oh, the guys on the on that channel.
Yeah, Rexer and Kevgret. How do you say that word? How do you say that name? Kevgret. How would you pronounce that?
AEV.
Kevgret. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
All right. So at least I'm not that big of an idiot. All right. So what do you think about the Rexer and Kegert comments regarding my video? What did you think about their show? Have you seen any of their other shit? You didn't really watch any of their other videos, right?
I've never heard of them before. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I'm sure I've seen them before because of, you know, when you want to do something, you research it first, you YouTube it first. I'm sure I've seen something of them. I was more concerned with Street Fighter, mods, soft mods, hard mods, so I'm sure I came across one of their videos before.
I think it's Kevgret. That's how you pronounce it. Just their opinions that they rifled off. If you can remember some of them, what do you think about some of the stuff that they said?
Overall,
some things you wanted to address.
Overall, it sounds like to me that they definitely chose a side. They were definitely had strong feelings and opinions against Arcade 1UP. And it sounded like they were burned. They've been burned in the past. And it's almost like, oh, Dave, this poor guy, he went through every series of emotion with, it's almost like they were reflecting on a hard time and experience that they've had.
Yeah, right.
Right. And it's almost like, it was almost political. Like, it was almost like their candidate, oh man, they were either really for it or really against it. And I kind of felt bad, and my wife hates roses, but she likes lilies. But every other girl in the world loves roses, So there's a certain group of people who are going to like a certain group of thing, and there's really nothing that you can say, and it's like nothing against that person for liking that, And they called a lot of these people on these YouTube videos shilling, like they were shilling for Arcade 1UP. And I feel that, yeah, maybe that could be the case, or maybe these people really like the product that they had, and these people really like the journey that they went through. And they were saying things like, oh, I never seen anything negative, and your video was a breath of fresh air. I mean, I know you for a long time, and you're a straight shooter. You're going to call it how you see it. But saying that, I don't think that these other YouTube videos, I don't think Arcade 1UP was paying them any money to say all the things that they were saying. So I feel that they generally felt that. Yeah. And if they chose to hide whatever struggles that they went through, it's possible that their mindset was, listen, if you're going to do this, you're going to have to go through it. You're going to have to man up and fail to be successful. And I think that's how life works anyway. And since you're my friend, I wanted you to succeed. I wanted you to be successful, and I wanted you to go through the same thing I did. When you would tell me these horrible things that happened to you, my first reaction was laugh my ass off. Yeah. And tell Crystal, oh my God, Dave is going through this shit. But every time you said you got it, I'm like, thank God. I'm also cheering for you. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So, Catch-22, call it whatever you want to call it, but that process, that journey, that's to the individual, Yeah. And there's a lot of things that they said, because I know you, I knew were wrong. And it's like, I felt like their opinions were already, like their rose-colored glasses, or their opinion was already set against Arcade 1UP. Right. And it's like, you couldn't do anything right. Like, yep, that's what you get for choosing Arcade 1UP. And I just didn't agree with those, those opinions. Yeah. That's all.
I still think, given the fact that they're not big fans of them, and from what I gathered, they've probably had them before. They were still
Yeah.
really nice to me. You know, they could have really torn me down or made fun of me, but they didn't. They were really cool about the things that they said, and you know, I didn't feel insulted or anything like that, which was
Probably because of your honesty. You know, like I said, you're very straight. Oh, this is bullshit. Like you'll say that.
yeah.
You talk like that. Oh, this is great. I know you really mean it. That shit is great. Oh, this sucks. Whatever it is, it must suck and for you to say it. So, you know.
How long have we known each other now, man? It's been what? Oh,
Jesus
God,
Christ.
30-something years?
Yeah, Michael Jordan was still playing, winning rings.
Yeah, yep, right.
No.
All right, let's see. What else? What other cabinet would you get, or will you ever get another cabinet? And do you use that bar top cabinet thing at all? You probably don't use that at all.
Grayson took it. The second I got this thing, he said, "Can I have it?" So my son has it in his room, and he loves the Punisher, by the way. So he's and that's a great game, actually. The Punisher one, like side scroller.
Yeah.
So if I were to get another one, I don't think I need one.
No, I don't think
That's the problem. I do want to put up a racing wheel, right? And I'm buying magnetic screws for the joystick so I can change them in and out. So if there's a way to get like a quick disconnect or connector for my joysticks, I can plug in a racing wheel. I can plug in like a roller ball for like a golf game.
Yeah,
Or
I
what
got one
about
of those
like
comments? Why don't you need a roller ball? You know, for all the roller ball games. I'm like, well, I'm probably not gonna play those too much, but
But the rollerball is also a mouse wheel. Like if I can make, because I'm using that little touchpad, which is fine, but it's also like an inch, a square inch.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, that fucking thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know. I don't. When I'm sitting at the cab, I don't know what to do with this thing. Like, I almost want to have like a drawer that pulls out, or like a piece of flat, you know, something that I could put the keyboard down on, like a piece of wood that just kind of pulls out, but it doesn't. There's not enough space under that gap back there, you know, where the control that kind of sticks out a little bit.
For me, there is, and the only reason why I haven't done it is you would be able to tell the drop in quality, because I don't have the manufactured molds that they have, and you can say, oh, that looks nice, but it looks like you fucked it up, or it looks like you did it like a homemade project.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not ready for that yet, unless they have like something that I can mask it, like molding that can hide my rigid cuts or whatever. I'm not gonna really mess with that. But the magnetic screws, there's like little sink weights and like little magnets, so you can pop it on and off. So I'm definitely gonna do that. And I think I want to get like a racing wheel for the racing games, because I think that'd be kind of fun too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If I didn't already have like a full racing wheel setup thing, I'd probably go that way too. But I don't. If I want to play like racing game, like I have like the whole fucking contraption, and I'm probably not. I wouldn't do it that way. But I am using it. Are you using it at all? You said you would use it like once a week.
I use it about once a week, and the reason why I use it is I run Steam games off it.
Yeah.
So I have 2 different Steam accounts. So depending on who's on, some games are actually easier with the joysticks. I'm not sure if you played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
I have, but I played that on the Switch, I believe.
On the Switch. On the joysticks, it's so much easier. You can like spam specials constantly. Like it's almost like you're invincible. and I put in that turbo button, so certain games are much easier.
Yeah, that would be. You got those little micro buttons, right?
Yeah, I got the micro sticks. I gotta figure out how to freaking show this. I'm so bad with this freaking. Now it's not switching
over.
That
ugly mug of yours, anyway. Switch it around.
I know. Sorry about that. I made you small, and now I can't see you.
You don't want to see me anyway. You've seen me enough.
I see you now. Okay. Yeah, it's not working. I wish I could show you.
You just did it before.
I know. Oh wait. No, I just made myself bigger again.
No, there you go. Yeah, so you got these little micro buttons, which I wanted.
Turbo button.
Yeah, that's great. I love turbo, and I need that. I don't have enough buttons.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like, I want to put more buttons in, but I don't want to drill any more holes, because you get like a total of 10 or 12 button presses on an Xbox controller, you know.
Right.
And there's just I feel like I'm missing when I play certain games. There's just buttons that I need to, I need more buttons, and I don't have enough. So,
Now, what about sides? Because for pinball games, I was going to put buttons on the
yes,
sides, and that
yes.
would definitely work.
I was thinking about doing that, which would be easier, maybe easier to drill because you don't have to pull the fucking thing out and clamp it to something. So
Okay.
yeah, that's a possibility. I do like pinball games. I would totally do that. But yeah.
If I get another arcade 1-up, I might get like a standalone pinball, but I heard they're not really good. Like the display gets destroyed on them or whatever. So
Yeah.
I am shopping, and they did list a couple, like at games or something like that. They did list a couple of alternatives, and I looked at them.
Legends, I believe.
Game Legend. The units don't look nice. The units look like they were made in a serial killer's basement,
Oh,
but the quality of like the games and what you can do and the peripherals and things just work out of the box. That's all interesting. Arcade 1-up packaging is nice, and it's almost like they put all their marketing in the package, you know. And you made a comment like, what about the licensing for certain things? Like, what about updates? What about, there's so many things that I think that they should be doing but can't
yeah.
because of the licensing.
I think you're right about that. There's got to be something else going on. If they could have like an online store, they probably would have by now. And there's probably
Yeah.
something going on with licensing that they can't do it that way. So there's
Yeah.
probably more to it than just, oh, they suck and they're not doing this thing that they should have done.
I think the price is the price because they can't afford to go any lower, because these companies, Nintendo, Sega, Naomi, the Neo Geo brand, they're still making money, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I can.
What's wrong?
Oh, I'm on the phone, honey.
Oh, what's wrong?
Okay.
Dad, I'm
So, okay.
You-
So when you have a 14-year-old, they don't give a fuck about what you're doing.
question.
No, you're being rude. You're about to be grounded.
Dad.
Okay. Can I say curse words on this channel? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Do it all the time.
Yeah,
Fucking A.
they'll drive you to.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
I was gonna go through some of my comments, but fuck that. I was gonna, because there are some good ones. I was gonna bring up some of the things that people said, but
To you or about the video?
both. You know, there was probably some comments that we could have used to like drum up some more shit to talk about, but
Yeah.
I think we've hit a lot of shit. Is there anything else you want to say while you have a chance about anything?
Keep doing what you're doing and love your channel.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. We're gonna have to do this again. We could do this for so many different things, I think.
I think we need to. Does Dan still jump on from time to time or no?
Yeah, he's pissing me off, and he has been pissing me off with this shit for a long time. I've been trying to get him to make videos. I've been trying to get him to do things. His computer, he got this really nice, like $3,000 computer a few years ago, and now it's not like working or some shit. So he has to like take it someplace to have it fixed, because I think it's even beyond my skill to fix. And so he doesn't really have. He's got the exact same gaming laptop that I have, but I don't think he would really use that too much. So what I wanted to do was have him come on like through video call like this, since we don't live close. Before, when I was living in my apartment, we lived 5 seconds away from each other, and even then he rarely came by. We rarely did this shit. But I was thinking like now we could do like video calls, so we could do like a 3-way call or whatever. But I don't think he has the ability to do it. Maybe he could do it with his phone, but I'll see. I'll try to get him to do it.
The one thing I wanted to ask you, when you get back to your the gaming content, have like a head-to-head, and have like, we'll pick a game, we'll try our best to go at each other for points, and at the upper corner of the window we'll show who's in the lead, because we both know when we were playing Super Street Fighter 2, I won 30-0.
Yeah. No, that never happened, man. That never happened. He likes to tell this story about how he beat me like back in the day when we were kids. He came to my house, or I went to your house.
We walked to your house during lunch.
Yeah, right.
And I beat you in 30 minutes, 30 rounds.
You know what? It never happened, dude. It never happened.
Listen,
Stop perpetuating that nonsense. It never fucking happened. Did you try using the cabinet stock the way it came? Did you play it at all, or you immediately started ripping that thing apart?
It lasted about a week.
Because I wanted you to play the Street Fighter versions that came on it and see like how fucking hard it was.
It was impossible to do a Hadouken, and I've been doing a Hadouken for like 35 years. And And then we downloaded that update because it said it needed an update for the controls. I threw a couple, and it wasn't like on purpose. And then when you play online, they're like everyone's like Diego online,
Yeah.
and like you can't even get like a hit in. It doesn't make any sense. Like even the flow of the game, it's like 2 frames and like you're instantly dead, or 2 hits and you instantly. It didn't make any sense. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? This
I got
same
so
game.
fucking aggravated. I'm like, I can't be this bad, man. There's no way. And I got a few victories, but I was like, it will keep track of your wins and losses. I had like 2 wins and like 15 losses, and I'm like, this is just, I can't. My pride can't handle this. I can't do this.
I had no wins, and I couldn't get the pacing. You know, like sometimes you play older games and you go back, you play newer games, and it's like you're missing frames. You know what I'm trying to say? Or like Kara throws where they throw you and they're not even nowhere near you. It just didn't make sense what I was looking at.
Right,
So,
right. Well, I got my mic hooked up to my arcade cabinet now. We will play some Street Fighter and we got to play Tekken, and I'll be able to talk to you while I'm playing. So that's primarily why I did that, so I can actually communicate with you if I decide to use it to play those fighting games. We have a whole bunch of games that we should be playing that we haven't gotten a chance to play, and things that we'll play some Diablo, of course, and hopefully we can do this again when you have time, and don't make me wait 3 hours because you're putting Rite Aid shelving in your garage. What the fuck, man?
It looks really good, man.
I had to like schedule this time with Jill, like, cause she wants to spend.
Sorry, Jill.
Yeah, you see, cause I'm making her wait now for me, and I'm like, no, he's still not ready yet. You know, she's like, she was not pleased with that. But we finally got a chance to do it. This is good because I needed a video to be able to put out, so now I got one. Because the other shit takes so long, like just so long. I'm trying to put together a video for like all the games I didn't get a chance to talk about from last year, and I do some more heavy editing in those, and they just take forever. So I'm trying to come up with other videos I can do that are easier to put out. And my girl was saying like probably the best content that I can do is the content that I was doing, like just where I'm on camera, just kind of freestyling. You know, it kind of seems to work better that way.
It was the arcade 1up video that you did. It was almost like, you know, when something starts and it's like, what am I listening to? And you were hitting like all these movements, and it's like I was feeling it, you know. And it's like, man, I could listen to this guy all day. You almost remind me of like a Bill Burr, like when he's like going through like painful moments or talking about shit. So it was actually.
I'm not quite as funny as Bill Burr. I wish I was, but I'll take that compliment all day long anyway.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, I'll let you go, but I appreciate you coming on, man. This was great.
Sure.
So, yeah, hopefully we'll do some more, and maybe we'll play some Diablo tonight.
Very good.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much. If you liked the video, please subscribe. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers now. I'm trying so hard to get back to that, so I just want to hit that number, and I'll be happy. So just give me some subscribers, please. I don't usually beg for them, but fucking subscribe to the channel, goddammit. And like the video, and we'll be back soon with more videos, more games to play on Double Dragon Gaming. Peace out, motherfuckers. That was good.